Alright, Shalom, Yasharala. Before we get started, we gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. We're back in the video and the lesson. The title of this one is going to be called World War III Will Go Nuclear. Alright. One of the prophecies in the Bible, alright, World War III, alright, where these nations are gonna rise up and fight against one another. It's eventually gonna go to nuclear, which that means missiles gonna be start flying. Alright, right now, you got small, well, not really small, but they're like any other war, tanks, shooting. You do have missiles involved, but they're not nuclear missiles. They're like ballistic missiles. That's the type of missiles they're using right now. But eventually, this will be a World War III will go nuclear. It's gonna be with it's going to involve all these nations fighting against one another, and including America being destroyed. Now I got this article real quick. Now this is from Mirror. Website called Mirror UK. Refresh it. And it reads, Putin threatens to lift missile restrictions and a World War III warning to West. It says Vladimir Putin has chillingly threatened to lift missile restrictions on Russia after accusing the West of pushing its red lines amid fears of World War III, or WW3. He told a meeting of defense officials that the country was watching the U.S. development and potential deployment of short and medium-range missiles with concern. The Russian leader warned Moscow will lift all of its own voluntary restrictions on the deployment of its own missiles if the U.S. went ahead and deployed missiles. This is the dictator said Russian forces in Ukraine has taken control of 189 settlements so far this year, and warned Russia's nuclear weapons were there for deterrence. It comes just days after Russia launched a massive aerial attack against Ukraine on Friday, firing 93 cruise and ballistic missiles on and almost 200 drones. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, describing it as one of the heaviest bombardments of the country's energy sector since Russia's full-scale invasion almost 3 years ago. Ukrainian defenses shot down 81 missiles, including 11 cruise missiles that were intercepted by F-16 warplanes provided by Western allies earlier this year, Zelensky said. Russia is terrorizing millions of people with such assaults, he said on his Telegram channel, renewing his plea for international unity against Russian President Vladimir Putin. And you can go on and read the rest, but things are, heating up, over, with the Russia-Ukraine war, right? This is just a few. Russia aims to win war in Ukraine in 2025, top officials say. Russia-Ukraine war, Putin warns West, don't cross Russia's red lines. We just read that. All right, Russia must be ready to fight NATO in Europe in next decade, minister says. So it's going to come a point where, these nations are going to, fight against one another, And let's read Ezekiel 38. Matter of fact, let's read Revelation 20 and 7 real quick. Right? Satan freed and doomed. Now Satan is the representation of Esau. Esau, even the so-called white man, right? Because when you read Revelation 20, it jumps around in history, right? 1 through 3 speaks about Esau going in captivity, right? Going in, up in those mountains. Then you jump down to verse 7 when he gets free after those 1,000 years, right? So it's Revelation 20 and 7. And when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison Now you get the word Satan, and it's the Greek word satanas.
Strong's G 4567, Satanas. Satanas.
And Satan means
Thayer's
adversary.
lexicon,
Oh,
Satan. Satan.
so and the word Satan means adversary, one who opposes another in purpose or act. You see, and these elites, these Edomites, they oppose, the Heavenly Father. You know, and it means the prince of evil spirits, which is Satan, the spiritual demon Satan, right? But let's go down here to the definition B, a Satan-like man. See, the accuser, i.e., the devil, Satan. You see, so, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan, all right, Esau, Edom, shall be loosed out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So they're going to gather the nations for World War III, man. You know, and the Heavenly Father's going to use Russia because he's against Russia because they're Edomites, but he's going to use them in prophecy, to bring down this system, because Russia is known as the bear. All right, so let's actually read a little bit of that, Ezekiel 38. All right, and the word of the Lord, his name is Yahweh, came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, which is Russia, chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, because I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Right? Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, right, and Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarma, of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be a guard unto them. You see, and you see that all these other nations, they coming in alliance. You got the BRICS, which means Brazil, Russia, I think India, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. That's what BRICS stand for. But you got these other nations, coming in lead with Russia. Of course, Iran, North Korea, because you got North Korean troops in Russia right now, fighting with them against the Ukrainians. But they're, let me see if I can find that. It was over here. Let me see. Yeah. Ukraine and U.S. say some North Korean troops have been killed fighting alongside Russian forces. You see, so a lot of Ukrainians inflict casualties on North Korean forces. U.S. says, that's what they say. So a lot of other North Koreans are dying over there, man. Russia. It says Russia-Ukrainian War Day 1028. Ukraine pioneers historic robotic combat operation on Kharkiv front. So this is the one of those wars, man. You got Israel going to war on those Middle Easterns, the Arabs, Ishmael. See, let's refresh this. Middle East latest: Israel plans on extended occupation of Syrian buffer zone. Netanyahu denies trip to Cairo for hostage talks as deal edges closer. So it says so there's you got these different wars going on, but eventually all this is gonna go nuclear. Let's get Isaiah 9 and 5. Okay, so you got these different wars that's popping off. Matter of fact, before we go on there, let's get Matthew 24, and 4, and it says Yahushua, this the disciples asking him, the signs of his coming, right, in the end of the world, right? And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. These wars are gonna happen. Small scale wars. China wants to invade Taiwan. You got the Israel against Hamas and Iran, Hezbollah. Russia, Ukraine. And other wars is gonna take place. But it says for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, because we all know before World War III fully takes off, all right, the mandatory mark of the beast has to, the mark of the beast has to be made mandatory, has to be implemented. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines. There'll be famines happening. Jacob, during the time of Jacob's trouble, and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. You see, so these wars, they're gonna come, right? But the end is not yet. But we're at the end. We're here. But we're gonna know when they make the mark of the beast made mandatory. So let's now go to Isaiah 9 and 5. Right? It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. Right? Like World War One, I believe World War One, or wars before that. Think of Gladiator. 300. They would have war chants and get their armor, their spears, their shields, right, and they would go out to battle, right. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. So this time, this war, it's gonna be with missiles, with nukes. That's what's going to take place, and it's going to be nuclear fire, and like I said, it's going to also be ultimately beating having America being destroyed, because these nations are going to turn on America, man, because that's the who they hate the whore, but we'll get that, Lord willing. Let's get Isaiah 13 and 4 real quick. It says, Isaiah 13, I'm sorry, 1, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. The banner is the truth. All right, this high mountain is America. Right? I have commanded my sanctified ones. Who are the sanctified ones? The prophets. The prophets of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I tell you in Jeremiah 1 and 5 that he was sanctified to be a prophet unto all nations, right? Or read that real quick. Jeremiah 1 and 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and before thou comest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. All right, and it's going to the Israelites, because they was well, he didn't go to all nations, but he was speaking to mainly the Israelites, right? So back in Isaiah 13 and 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord, Yahweh, all right, by Hashem Yahushua host, mustereth the host of the battle. So the Lord's getting this thing together. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. And his weapons of indignation are the missiles. In Jeremiah 50, right, and 25, I went past it. Jeremiah 50 and 25, the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, have opened his armory, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans. So the weapons of his indignation are the nuclear missiles, ICBMs. Let's get Jeremiah 51. Right? Jeremiah 51:10, it says, the Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields, right? It says, the Lord have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it. Now this can't be talking about ancient Babylon, because ancient Babylon is modern day Iraq, and it didn't get destroyed by arrows, which those arrows represent missiles, right? The kings of the Medes today are the Russians, right? For his device is against Babylon to destroy it. His device is what? The ICBM missiles. Because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Set up with the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes, for the Lord have both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. O thou that dwellest upon many waters. All right, what does that sound like? Many waters. The whore. Abundant in treasures. Thine end is come. In the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. You see? And America's being, well, you could say it's being invaded, but not like, openly. This is really more like a undercover thing. You do got these migrants coming across the borders, and not just Jake, but these other, the heathen coming across, terror, to terrorists, right? Different people, sleeper agents, stuff like that, man. So now let's get this Revelation 17-16, because it's going to ultimately end in what? America being destroyed, World War III, right? Revelation 17:15, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, the whore is America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, right? The 10 horns represent what? Nailed on the EU today. Okay? Then you go back to the Treaty of Rome. Get that real quick. You go into it. With the Treaty of Rome, right? These were the original members. Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. The Treaty of Rome, also known as the EEC Treaty, was signed on March 25th, 1957 by 6 founding member states and established the European Economic Community. You can go more into it if you want. So there goes, and go back to that. So the treaty was signed on March 25th, 1957 by Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and West Germany. And it came into force on January 1st, 1958. And then, he got more nations to add on to that. They came in. So going back to the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and eat her flesh, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. How they gonna burn her with fire? By those missiles, man. For the Most High put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is the great city. What's that great city? Is Babylon. All right, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. See, so this thing is heating up, man. All right, World War III is will go nuclear. But right now, it's not. I'm not gonna say it's low level, but it's getting there. We just gotta give it time. We still got Jacob's Trouble, still got the Mark of the Beast, right? And then next year is gonna be we'll see, through the spirit Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So Lord, this was edifying to you brothers and you few sisters out there. I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Bahahak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, the teaching rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect. Lord's will use edified. To the next video, I'm gonna say Shalom.